What's going on, DJBooth.net? This is Kareem Julian, DJ Blaze, and I'm here in the lab to give you guys a full, in-depth HD video review of the new Hercules DJConsole RMX2 digital DJ controller.
Yeah, weekend in Anguilla. More money than you ever heard of. Gotta master the art of living, young nigga. Let me explain it to you. Oh, please don't stop, baby. I seen a homeboy die in cold blood. I seen a homeboy die in cold blood. I seen a homeboy die in cold blood. Eyes rolled in his head, wasn't no love. His mama sold pussy, daddy was a fiend. From a place where niggas come
You made that music.
I seen a homeboy die in cold blood. Eyes rolled in his head, wasn't no love. From a place where niggas don't believe in dreams. Niggas throwing powder, get your hair right. Get your dick sucked, sitting in the pit. Now you catching cases, talking home invasion. How you get a bond? How the fuck you playing? How you get a bond? How the fuck you playing? Can't be playing games on the home.
Alright everyone, so here it is, the new Hercules DJConsole RMX2 digital DJ controller. And basically what we have here is a nice compact 2-deck digital DJ controller which will allow beginners and intermediate DJs and any DJ who wants a nice compact design to just pick up and play very quickly, very easily, and of course on the go. It's got a very nice small shape and size to it. It's about the size of your Stanton DJC4, about a little bit smaller than the Tractor Control S2, but you have a nice small form factor similar to the Denon MC3000. So you have a nice compact controller that you can easily travel with and take with you on the go. Also for general and overall impressions, you have a nice rock solid build quality, same build quality that was found on last year's release, which was the Hercules 4MX. We also reviewed that unit. We liked it. This is more like an update to that unit. It had some of the same build characteristics, but there's a lot more in form of performance and in form of standalone mixing functions that you can do with this unit that you couldn't do with last year's 4MX. So you got a nice solid build quality. All of your buttons and knobs have a nice rubberized feel to them. You have a pressure sensitive push top style jog wheels for your decks. We'll get into that in a little bit later. But you have a good overall design and you have a nice strong metal body chassis that feels like it's built to last. With the setup, in order to set this unit up, you're going to have the option of using this with Virtual DJ LE or the new DJuiced software. My preference between the two software when using the unit was for Virtual DJ LE, not only because you can upgrade to Virtual DJ Pro for the cost of $300, but because it was a more familiar software and it felt like the pads and everything just felt more in place with the Virtual DJ software. DJuiced was a good software as well. You can also record your mixes on it. But for most of this review, we're just going to deal with mainly the Virtual DJ release and as it pertains to the DJConsole RMX2. So in order to set this up on a Windows machine, you get your supplied CD. All you do is throw it into your computer. You load the ASAIO drivers and then you're ready to go. You can choose between the DJuiced software or the Virtual DJ LE. And you run the software and you add your music files to the library and you just drag and drop the files onto the deck of your choice and you're ready to spin, mix, cue, and all that good stuff. Okay, so next up we're going to take a look at the inputs and outputs on the RMX2. This is the rear of the unit, and from left to right we have an input 3-4 which can be used for your second channel input, It's an RCA. You can either do line level or phono level for vinyl decks, and line level for your CD style decks. You have a ground post, and you also have another RCA input for the same for 1 and 2. So you have your first channel standalone mixer unit in here as well, with also your own ground post and a select level for line or phono. You get a balanced output here in the flavor of XLR, and you also get a booth output for 1 and 2 and another output RCA 3 and 4. So you get a lot of different output options as well. Next up, you have your USB port, and you also have your power supply for your power pack, as well as an on and off toggle switch and one of these metal hooks so that all of your connections can pass through here and not accidentally be yanked out. On the front, you have only your 1/4 inch flavor headphone jack, and also on the top you have another headphone jack as well. You choose between whichever one you want to use. Okay, after we just showed you the inputs and outputs, next up we'll just walk through the mixing portion of the unit. As we showed you on the back, we do have inputs 1 and 2, inputs 3 and 4, which are your RCA inputs. 1 and 2 correspond to channel 1, so you can use this in standalone mixing form. If you just simply press the source 1 button, you put your RCA connection in the back, and you now turn into a mixer, a regular standalone mixer. You also have source 2 for your input 3 and 4. That way you can mix between either virtual decks or your standalone mixing decks if you want to plug in your record decks or your CD decks on the fly. So you can mix back and forth between the two. You don't have to upgrade to Virtual DJ Pro in order to do it. It works like this directly out of the box. So next up with the mixer, you have your crossfader. As you can see, this is a user replaceable crossfader. You can probably replace it with something more to your liking, perhaps an innofader. Looks deep enough to do so. If not, the InnoBender would probably work with it. You have a pretty good feel to it. When you're using the fader in standalone mixing mode, it was a little bit better than when using it with your Virtual DJ. As a matter of fact, with Virtual DJ, it did have a slight delay to it, which made it a little bit hard to pull off your really in-depth scratching. So if you really want to do hard scratching on this unit when you're going to use it with DJ software, this might not be the best option for you because the crossfader is not really suited for scratching, more so towards mixing. Next up, you have your line faders, which have a nice resistance to them. Right next to the line faders, you have your UV line level meters. That way you know where your line volume levels are and if you're going to clip or be in the red. Next up, you have your navigation controls right in the middle. You can go up and down through your files, select your files and your songs, and then when you're ready to load them, you load either deck A or load deck B. Next up, you have your 3-band EQs with kill buttons right next to them. So they're not full 3-band EQ kill until you actually press the button. So you have a nice round EQ for all 3 bands, plus an optional kill button next to them. And of course your gain knobs up top. All the buttons have a nice rubberized coating and feel to them. And everything just works nicely with the standalone mixer function and with when using the mixer when in virtual mode. Next up, we have the decks. We have your familiar play, pause, cue, sync, and shift buttons. You also have these jog wheels. Jog wheels are a little bit on the small side. Of course, it's a compact unit, but they're pretty accurate. Again, you did have some delays, just like with the crossfader when using the jog wheels. They're not a perfect one-to-one operation. You will be able to do some baby scratches and some back cueing, but again, nothing really advanced. This is more like just to mix, pick up and go, and just play back and forth tracks. A little bit low on the resolution of the jog wheels, but they do work very nicely, and they work as advertised. You can speed up and slow down your tracks using the rubberized ring on the outside for nudging in order to get your pitch just perfect. The pitch bend buttons work really nicely as well in order to get the tune right synced with the other opposite tune that's not playing. You also have a nice tension with the pitch slider. The pitch tempo control slider also has a center click right at the 0, so you know when you're at absolute 0. And you have your cue section as well, your cue section for each of your decks. You have a lighted cue headphone symbol right there on the button. And in order to turn up the volume of the Q, you have your volume control here. And in order to fade between Q and what's master, you have your fade knob here. On the microphone, in order to turn your mic on and off, you have the mic on off button along with your mic volume control, main volume control knob right here, dead center. With the microphone, you also have the option of using either an XLR or a 1/4 inch. Everything is right through the top. Next up, you have one of the very innovative features of the Hercules DJConsole RMX2, which is this intuitive 4-pad section. You have loop controls, effect controls, sample controls, and cue controls all handled by these pads. These pads feel really nice, very nice. They have a nice soft texture to them, but a sure-fire hit to them. They don't have any like center clicks to them though, but they do work pretty well. And the delay was minimal, and everything just feels really nice. They are velocity sensitive pads, meaning they can tell how much pressure you're actually hitting them with. But when using the controller with effects, loops, or samples or cue points, I didn't notice any real difference between when I hit them hard or when I hit them soft. So not sure if that's a feature to come along later or if something they're going to program into Virtual DJ. But again, they're velocity sensitive, but anything that I did with them, I didn't see a difference in the way they performed. So you have your mode button that you press here right next to the pads. Your first mode is loop. You have an LED indicator that lets you know what mode you're in. You have loop, effects, samples, and cue. When you're in loop mode, your buttons turn into 1 and 2 is loop in, loop out, and 3 and 4 turn into shrink your loop or grow your loop. When you have your effect button acted, then you have your 4 different effects that you can act upon the track. And there's a knob up here that will let you change the parameters of that effect as well. Next section, you have sample. With Virtual DJ LE, you have 4 sample banks. If you upgrade to Pro, you have, I believe, 12 of them. And you can access them anytime using the pads here. They're just one-shot samples. You can scratch them and you can manipulate them, but that's about it for the samples. Next up is your cue section. When you have a cue section highlighted, you have 4 cue points that you can, select and set. And when you're ready to get rid of them, you hold down the shift key and select the cue that you want to delete. Again, the pad section is very intuitive, feels very good to use. It's nice, it gives the DJ an opportunity to perform, and it's just really fun to bring your DJ experience up to the next level. Alright, so in conclusion, the Hercules DJConsole RMX2 is a nice quality entry level or intermediate level DJ controller. It's rock solid. It's built very nicely. It works as a standalone mixer. It also has these cool intuitive pads here that you can use for your loops, effects, samples, cue points. And it is a fully mappable DJ controller. It also comes bundled with Virtual DJ LE and de-juiced, so you have choices and options for what you can use it for. It is a MIDI controller, so you can map it to other software. I didn't go in and do that for Traktor. There was no supplied TSI file for Traktor or Serato, so if you're going to use this with any of those other DJ software that it doesn't come with, you're pretty much on your own for the mapping. It also has the ability to work as a great standalone mixer. You can use this with your CDJs, your vinyl decks, and it just has a nice compact feel and design, and it's good for DJs on the go. It also comes with a bag, which usually DJ controllers don't. Hercules has done that before in the past, and we're going to have to give them kudos for including a bag with the unit so that you can bring it with you anywhere you're going or anywhere you need to perform next. On the downside, it does not come with a full version of a DJ software, so if you want to take full advantage of a real in-depth DJ software, you're going to have to upgrade to either Virtual DJ Pro or one of the other offerings that are out there on the market today. Good thing about upgrading to Virtual DJ Pro is that you don't ever have to pay the upgrade options again. You get upgrades for life. It's $300, but you get more effects, you get more cue points, more of the same, but a lot more that you can do when you're mixing and DJing. The Other issue that I had with the unit was that the crossfader and the jog wheels are not completely one-to-one in mapping, so you're not going to be able to do your serious scratching or serious vacuuming, juggling, etc., etc., but you will be able to get the job done for mixing, beat matching, and just general DJing overall. So if you can get over those two minor gripes, then you're going to look at a nice entry-level DJ controller. Again, the price point is only $300. You're getting your bag, you're getting a nice solid controller. You can use it as a standalone mixer, and you also get your bundled software of choice. So we're going to recommend this to any beginner or intermediate level DJ or any DJ that wants a really compact controller to take with them on the go without breaking the bank. So for more on the full written review, head on over to www.djbooth.net/DJS. Also keep following me on Twitter. That way you know exactly when these videos, when the new DJ news and blog updates are coming. It's at DJBlaze_DJBooth. And keep on subscribing to the YouTube channel. That way you get that email in your inbox to tell you that these new videos are released. That username there is Real DJ Blaze. Thanks for watching.